Hello everyone, I'm Sebastian Y and this is Foundations of Economics. In this video I'm going to solve two exercises that show what happens when we implement a tax. The first way that we're going to do this is with a graph. The graph I have here shows the supply and demand in a market. First thing we're going to do is just figure out our baseline equilibrium price and quantity, which as usual is going to be where the supply and demand curves cross. So we have price of 20 and a quantity of 120. Next, we're going to draw the tax wedge for a $25 excise tax. To do this, we need to find the quantity that is demanded at a price $25 higher than it is supplied, because that $25 has to be in there to go to the government. Looking at the graph, imagine a vertical line segment with a length of 25, and then push that into our graph until it wedges between the supply and demand curve, and you can see that what happens is we have two prices, 10 and 35, with a difference of 25, and that happens at a quantity of 60. So what is the new quantity? That's 60. Price paid by buyers, I'm going to write PB for price paid by the buyers, that's 35. That's the price that corresponds with our demand curve right here. The price paid by the sellers, I'll say PS for that, is going to be 10. You can again see those are 25 apart. That 10 comes right here. And the last part is, what is the tax incidence? For the buyers, what we need to do is take the price they're now paying, which is 35, and subtract off the price they used to pay without the tax. That's going to be 15. Do the same thing for the sellers. They used to receive 20, they now receive 10, and so their tax incidence is going to be 10. And just to check if we did this correctly, these have to add up to 25, and of course 15 plus 10 is 25. We can also look for the tax incidence on the graph. Looking at our tax wedge right here, for the sellers, we have this distance right here, which is 10, and for the buyers, we're going to have this distance right here, which is 15. And those add up to the full tax wedge height of 25. For our next tax analysis, we are going to use the demand and supply schedules. In our example, we have a supply and demand schedule for lattes. First thing we always do, determine the equilibrium price and quantity. Again, this is the price where the quantity supplied and quantity demanded are equal, and that happens at a price of 5 and a quantity of 12. Now suppose the government institutes a caffeine tax of $3 per latte. Let's see what happens. Just like we did in the graph version, we need to find the quantity that is demanded at a price $3 higher than it is supplied. So starting from our equilibrium, on the supply side of things, we want to go up the chart, and on the quantity demanded side, we want to go down the chart to find that tax wedge. We need to find quantities that match up that are $3 apart. What we see here is that at a price of 3, we have 8 quantities supplied. At a price of 6, we have 8 quantity demanded. Those are 3 apart. Be really careful here you don't go the opposite direction and end up with 16 and 16. Remember that when there's a tax, that always shrinks the market. It does not grow the market. So our quantity needs to be lower than 12, which was our original equilibrium. So we found everything here. The buyers are going to pay 6. The sellers are going to receive 3. As we saw, the quantity is 8. To do the tax incidence here, how much is paid by the buyers? Just like before, we take the new price that they pay, subtract the equilibrium price. That's going to be 1. For the seller side, we take the old equilibrium price, subtract their new price to get 2. As always, the tax incidence for each side needs to add up to a total of the size of the tax, which is 3, and of course 1 plus 2 is 3. I want to make it clear again that what we just did in each of these examples is really the same thing. Whether we're on the graph or on the schedule, we're still doing the tax wedge. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching.